Hey ladies, and welcome back. My name is Valencia Holland, certified image consultant, better known as the style educator. And I help women confused about how to dress, get the wardrobe and image solutions they desire. This is part 3 of how to present your best self. So far, we've went over hair, skin, and makeup. And how can we not talk about presenting your best self and not mention clothing, right? Which is my lane and my area for sure. So let's get into it. For those of you that don't know my story, I became a mom while I was in high school. And prior to me getting pregnant and all of that, my personal style wasn't really like anything to look at, to be honest. I was really a tomboy because I was a student athlete at the time. My main focus was my grades, keeping up with my schoolwork. And after school, I was always heading to some sort of activity. If it wasn't a game, it was a practice. If it wasn't a practice, it was a performance. My mom really did her best to kind of keep me productive and occupied and stuff like that. Which is why a lot of people were very in shock to discover that, I had gotten pregnant at a young age, but that's a story for another day. But anyway, when I reflect on how my personal style was at the time, ultimately, I was just really looking for comfort, right? I just really wanted to be comfortable because all I did was just rip and run up and down. To me, I really wasn't interested in just kind of like looking a certain way. I just really wanted to feel comfortable because, again, I was either changing into a uniform to play a game or, changing into something even more comfortable to practice or changing into, something for dance or just whatever it was. So, like, really trying to put like that extra effort or energy at that time just really wasn't like, that just wasn't me then. That really wasn't what I was into. But the thing about it, once I found out that I was expecting, my mom suggested what I would really come to know now and actually what I provide, which is a makeover. How full circle is that? But anyway, I remember she had said to me, Valencia, we're going to have to do a makeover. We're going to have to change the way that you dress. And I was never really interested in her style advice, so to speak. And it wasn't because my mom didn't have good taste at the time. My mom has great taste, her and my dad both. I really, it kind of really was always there. Even when I look back at like my baby pictures and things like that, like they always did their best to keep me well dressed and stuff like that. Again, we've all been a teenager before, and just kind of depending on, how you were as a teenager, right? You kind of have a little bit more control and a little bit more say of how you look and stuff like that. And so for me, I just really was not interested. I really was not interested in her style advice. But I knew at that time that I couldn't allow my teenage ways, or me being stuck in my teenage ways, I should say, get in the way. I knew that with my circumstances that things had to change. So I went along with it because ultimately I wanted to present my best self, right? Not just for me, but for my unborn son at the time. And also because I was a high school student. You know what I mean? I knew that I needed to step it up. I knew that I needed to look more polished versus just thrown together, right? So while my clothes were always clean and laundered and all of that, I always looked like I was just thrown together. Like you could tell I'm just getting up, throwing myself together, trying to make it to the city bus, to get to school and stuff like that. But again, I just knew in that moment that I needed to go through this process, that she was putting me through. And you know what? The funny thing is, her makeover process was actually pretty good. She's not a consultant or a personal stylist or anything like that. But she definitely did a great job. I literally remember going on our shopping trips and, we looked for coordinated looks, things that were like matching sweatsuits and ultimately things that would still make me feel more comfortable, right? But look more polished, looked more presentable, look more put together, right? We also found cute little maternity jeans and stuff like that, because jeans were not even really a thing for me. I don't even really ever really remember wearing jeans like in high school. I think like sweatpants was like my go-to. So getting some really cute maternity jeans and just ultimately investing in things that would support my growing belly. But also, here's the key point, making sure everything was still age appropriate. That's important too. It wasn't, I remember she did such a good job that she didn't age me. You know, she still picked out things and made it to where I still looked my age, which is also very important, even as adult women. And, you know, for those of you that are going to be watching this video, and one of the other things that I recall is that we didn't break the bank to do this. We went to places like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Macy's, you know, just to name a few places. And so with all of that being said, clothing is definitely the cornerstone of your image, right? It doesn't matter what stage of life you are in. The way that you dress is not just about an outfit. It influences how you feel and ultimately how other people perceive you and how they feel about you. So going back to me being pregnant in high school, it wasn't easy for me mentally or emotionally. And, you know, of course it wouldn't be, right? Everybody, all eyes are on you, right? You've found yourself in this situation, and you know, people are talking, you're being judged, you're being looked at, and all of those things. And so I feel like this makeover situation that my mom gave me at that time, it was designed to make me appear more polished and presentable as a soon-to-be young mother. But one of the things that I never really got a chance to share with my mom that I'm actually sharing with you guys is like, it really restored my confidence in a way that I didn't even know that I would need it. And it also just helped others to see me, you know, regardless of my situation. I even remember going to my OBGYN office at the time. And of course, you know, they knew that I was young, but it was something different about me coming into their office, looking more polished, looking more coordinated, that they were never disrespectful to me. They never mistreated me. They never mishandled me. Now, some of you may say, well, Valencia, you know, why would they ever do such a thing? They could get in trouble. It's discrimination, so on and so forth. But I really believe that me dressing myself better and just really presenting myself better, I believe that that helped me. I really believe it. While I didn't look like this older person, so to speak, because again, everything that we had shopped for and coordinated together was age appropriate, I do believe that it just helped them to see me in a way that while I was in this situation and this circumstance, I wasn't going to let it tear me down more, or I wasn't going to let it get the best of me more. And I wanted them to know that even though I was in this situation, I still cared about myself, right? I still loved my unborn child at the time, you know, and I just wanted to make a statement, right? That even when young ladies find themselves in that situation, that know their life is not over, because none of us are perfect, but the only thing we can do is do better going forward. And something like presenting my best self in that situation was life-changing for me then, and it's been life-changing ever since, because it's a part of the woman that I am today. It has turned and blossomed into a business for me, right? It's put me in a position to serve other women who are in need of assistance and makeovers and things of that sort. So image is absolutely powerful, and presenting your best self is absolutely powerful. So moving on. Building your wardrobe with clothes that reflect your lifestyle, personality, and your body shape is the goal, because all of these things will help you present your best self to make you feel good, make you feel confident, beautiful, powerful, and more. Like I said, being a teenage mom but dressing better restored my confidence. It made me feel good at a time in my life where everyone wanted me to feel bad. Everybody wanted me to feel miserable, right? When everybody's judging me and pointing fingers at me, it made me feel more powerful in that moment. It made me kind of like take back my power and say, okay, I know you're passing judgment on me right now because of what I've done, but you know, I'm going to dress up and I'm going to do my thing and I'm going to move forward. And so presenting your best self also, as an adult woman, I would say that it makes you look credible, attractive, feminine, stable, and polished, right? It will also show off the standard that you set for yourself, right? Because that's very important. We have to show off the standard that we set for ourselves. We not only want to tell people verbally our standards, but we want to utilize presenting our best self as a tool to show you our standards, okay? So really quickly, ladies, again, step 1 was hair, step 2 was skincare and makeup, and step 3 is your clothing, right? And so if you've enjoyed part 1, 2, and 3, I want you to be sure that you like this video, leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. I also would like for you to subscribe to my channel just to get more of the style educational videos that I'm going to be sharing with you. And of course, if you're ready to present your best self, head to ValenciaHolland.com. That link will be available to you in the description box below, where you can book a consultation and we can go ahead and get started. I will see you ladies in my next video. Bye.